Mercury retrograde. Like, I hope y'all can hear me. Um, so the cards that I've already pulled some cards here, and I was in the thick of reading these cards. This is Dosa with your dose of divine guidance. I am practicing tarot as well as pulling cards for the collective. So, the cards that came out were music, soulmate, okay, music and soulmate, um, as well as the question we were answering. The question we were answering is, what lessons am I meant to learn from my past relationship? What, what lessons am I meant to learn from my past relationships? So I'm gonna shuffle the cards again, or should I shuffle the cards again? I think I should just take these cards as they are the ones that came out. Um, and I've been definitely having connection issues. Um, it is Mercury retrograde. Communication is a little awry right now. So the cards that came out were the King of Wands, Judgment. Well, the way that they came out was King of Wands, Judgment, or I mean, the Five of Wands and Judgment. Okay, so what is Spirit trying to say when it comes to lessons that need to be integrated right now from your past relationships? Okay, the king of wand is somebody who is a go-getter, someone who takes action on what it is that they want out of life. um, they are quick tempered, fast moving energy. They can be stubborn, they can be dominant. They are a dominant energy. um, like, if it's in the reverse, they're kind of an a-hole, but it did come in the upright. So I'm reading it as a confident, strong man. um, and then, so maybe this was your energy, or how you would like to be a strong kind of confident man, who knows what he wants. um, and then this was, so maybe the relationship was teaching you, okay, this, you need to become a go-getter, somebody who's strong, somebody who knows what they want and is going for what they want. Maybe that's what you needed to learn in the past. And then it also says, like, in the past, this is the card of conflict. So maybe you were in a conflicting kind of uh, relationship where you guys had clashing ideas, maybe two different cultures. um, you guys, didn't mesh too well, in terms of ideas, at least beliefs. um, yeah, clash of ideas. And then, and so another lesson that you could have been learning, hi, from your past relationship, is how to maybe call judgment on some things. When to know when it's done, when it's over. Sometimes people drag relationships on and on and on, because they're kind of in la la land or fantasy land. um, so this is, judgment is like karmic lessons, karmic situations. um, Maybe, like, it's time, it served its time, you learned the lessons. So I'm gonna go ahead and look into the book. I am learning tarot, so I will go ahead and go deeper into each of these cards. And then, so what happened earlier was I had a misfire with the communication here. It is Mercury retrograde, so my mic wasn't on, so you couldn't hear me. So thank you, for the one who told me that you couldn't hear me. But I kept the cards. The soulmate card came up, and also music. So um, at this very moment, you either are with your soulmate, or um, your soulmate is on the way. So, and whatever lessons or heartaches or traumas or things that working on, spirit is asking you to go ahead and listen to some good music, some relaxing music. Music is very healing for the soul. So I will go deeper into these cards by reading the actual pamphlet that comes with it. So let's get into the King of Wands energy. Yeah. So the King of Wands represents creative male energy. He is a natural born leader, a strong presence, an extrovert. The King of Wands is a man who thinks he's always right. Um, maybe you were in a relationship with a person thought they were always right, and that's why you guys were clashing you know in your relationship and ideas. Okay. He's a man of strong will. There's a fiery male energy of authority. Um, so this is the Wands cards are fire, like about fire. Okay. The King of Wands is a handsome, passionate, noble, strong, but hasty and quick-tempered, quick to judgment. And the Judgment card is here. you know, um, Whereas the Knight of Wands is often a brash, temperamental because he doesn't know better. The King of Wands is brash and temperamental because he demands others to be as capable, efficient, and accomplished as him. The King of Wands is most likely a professional man with executive powers. Figuratively, the King of Wands could indicate leadership or effective management of seekers' career or creative projects. Thanks. Um, okay. Figuratively, the King of Wands could indicate leadership or effective management of seekers' career or creative projects. From French playing cards, traditional, the King of Wands is said to correspond with Alexander the Great. And Alexander the Great was a leader who he was a European leader. I forget what country he was from. Maybe Great Britain. Who knows? I'll have to research him. Thank you. Um, and so, but he took over Egypt, and conquered Egypt. He's one of the last conquerors to conquer that part of the world. Okay. Um, and thus in the tarot card could call to mind the traits historically associated with Alexander. Um, it's calling us to compare stuff, but I'm gonna skip that. It says note that two kings appear in the tarot readings for male seekers could indicate direct competition with one another, while two kings in a reading for a female seeker could indicate professional confidence. In the reading about love, two kings indicate two men competing for an, an amorous affection of one, if but if the spread if the spread is fire dominant, then the two of kings could indicate a romantic relationship developing in professional conference or business trip. Um, since that soulmate card came out, so it really takes me back. You might meet, your next partner in a business trip, job, some trip. Okay. Um, okay. So When it comes to lessons I am meant to learn from my past relationships, maybe the King of Wands is telling you, um, thank you for that. Alexander the Great was Greek. I appreciate you. Um, so maybe you were too brash, too judgmental with this person and your past relationship. Um, maybe afraid to feel. Um, stubborn, maybe too. So maybe learning to um, appreciate the differences, and if the relationship wasn't meant to be, calling it quits when you know that it should have ended. You know. So let's go to the Judgment, or the Five of Wands card. The Five of Wands card really is a card about 11:11 on the clock here, 11 minutes 11 seconds. Thank you, Spirit. uh, you can really see that they're fighting here, and they're all wearing different culture, different colors. So this is different ideas, different cultures. They're just not getting along, you know. Okay, here we go. Competition, rivalry. That word's really hard for me to say. Um, contention, uncertainty, adversity, changing tides, competition. Um, so maybe there's a bit of competitiveness, you know. Okay. Okay, so Five of Wands is a strong competition in Seeker's field of activity. The red and the green pants symbolize the clash of ambitions, competition, or promotion, or more profit, rather than work together in unity or creative projects. Um, the team the team is fighting internally or materialistic squabbles. So maybe the relationship was um, not working out because for uh, financial reasons. You know. Okay. The Five of Wands is about fighting. The seeker is advised to be cautious of those around him and her, especially those on a team, at the workplace, or people who should have otherwise be working collaboratively with the seekers. So yeah, it could have turned very into competition, whereas you guys yeah, it could have turned into competition between you guys instead of you guys working out together. So the lesson learned is try being more collaborative with one another to help your relationship, or at least the lesson is either collaborate well with one another, or leave the situation. And then let's get into the Judgment cards. That's a major arcana, so it's actually way back over here. This is what I was saying, like calling it quits when you know it's supposed to be done. Ah, here we go. Judgment. Judgment is a fire and water. If you think of fire and water, hellfire and heaven. Water is healing. Fire can be healing too, but most likely when we're talking about this, we're talking more about um, calling a judgment on something. So fire could be like hellish. 15:15 on the clock. um, and water healing. So, you know, epiphany, awakening, spiritual realization. Maybe the one of the lessons you could have learned from this whole entire ordeal with this relationship, your past relationship, is you got a spiritual realization. Your eyes opened. You learned something about yourself, something deeper. Um, you know, So this is, or you're being called to look at what lessons you can garner from being in that past relationship, and the lesson being, okay, what was my part in this relationship? What was their part? And the truth is somewhere in the middle. Okay. Um, so let's read the card 20. Um, Key 20 is about spiritual awakening and epiphanies. It is about salvation. The seeker's past, no matter how dark, no matter what the seeker has done, is now behind him or her. So moving forward is a lesson that is learned here. Onwards. The card's imagery. The card's imagery relates to the last judgment of Christian mythos, or the day of reckoning, or resurrection, um, per Islam, um, uh, or the theology of mankind's final destiny. In practical application, in reading, key 20 indicates a change in the seeker's personal consciousness, an important realization that will be a game changer for the seeker. An important life lesson will be learned. You know, one of these life for me, when I was in a past relationship that didn't work for me, and I really wanted it to work, I had to learn to let go. Letting go um, was more of a mercy for me and a mercy for that person, because um, then they wouldn't know how to grow, and become a better person. And my lesson was to learn um, how to see that this wasn't working for me, and stand 10 toes down and say, like, this isn't for me, and trust my intuition. And so that is what judgment card is about. um, Next, I will go ahead and read from the angel card deck. Man, this card this card came up, man. The devil, like, it just like popped out. Like, maybe that was a really terrible relationship where, I mean, some parts might have been good, some part, but most of it, being stuck in uh like a bond between two people that wasn't healthy. So get out of unhealthy relationships is the lesson here. Okay. Music. But before we go to music, let's go to Soulmate. You know. Okay. Your prayer for a soulmate relationship is answered. I love this card with the two um, childlike lovers. This is the inner child in all of us. You know, the pure part of us, like a real soulmate, a loving uh, relationship. Okay, that is, you're either in it or it is on its way. Okay. um so says, your prayers for a soulmate relationship is answered. Follow the guidance that you receive, so that you may enjoy the gift of divine love. Your heart yearns for a big love. Since you are on the spiritual path, you desire a partner with similar philosophy and common interests. Can you have great passion and spiritual companionship with the same person? This card confirms it's a big yes. By drawing this card, your angels ask you to trust and follow their lead. Your angels have heard your prayers for great love, and they guide you and to take steps to manifest this desire. If you are in a current relationship, your angels are asking you to release this partnership to them. In this way, they can help you elevate your relationship to a soulmate level, to help you gently end it so that your new love may appear. Either way, they will closely assist you and give you clear steps to take. I know this was true for me, and I'm, in a beautiful, happy relationship after two very terrible uh, experiences. I mean, they had their good parts, and but mostly it helped me grow. Oh, 21. It was 21 21s there. Okay, let's look at, and then I'm new love. So really, like, new love is on its way for those who believe. Let's look at music. Music. The angels guide you to immerse yourself in beautiful music. Music lifts your soul above earthly bounds concerns and elevates your thought to a divine one. You have angels with you who want to help you through the healing properties of music. By drawing this card, the angels ask you to add more music into your life. They guide you to play soft background music while you dress, work, and play. They also ask you to whistle and sing often. You may have also drawn this card because your own musical gifts. You have felt guided lately to compose. Have you felt lately guided to compose a song, participate in a musical play, join a singing group, a band, or play an instrument? These inner nudges may be coming from your angels who can see your God given gifts. They know that your musical talents will help others. So they ask you to be an earth angel by expressing your gift of song and melody. Um, and that is it for today. Thank you so much. Um, I will, be 2323 for anybody who, thank you. For anyone who, I appreciate you. For anyone who, you know, is going through, heavy feelings or breakups, I wish you guys well. Spirit is telling you to play some music. Also believe in a healthier relationship that is coming for you. I'm a deep believer in soulmate relationships. That has, I kid you not, that has happened for me. And I'm so blessed and grateful that I decided to believe in myself and listen to my intuition, though